Well, I had a little mid-year nudge, which I truly believe it came from God. He nudged me really good, and I'm not gonna take it lightly. I'm not gonna take it lightly. About 5 weeks ago, I had gotten a pinched nerve on my dorsal shoulder on my right side. Was doing an exercise on a flat bench, overhead extension, and I felt a little nudge there, and sure enough, got a little pinched nerve there. Stopped me for about a week, and the pain started going down my right tricep. Started feeling the pain down my right tricep for about a week. I thought it would go away. I stopped working out. I stopped doing everything, and went to see my primary. They gave me medication, anti-inflammatory, muscle relaxer. Went on for another week. Took cortisone for a week. Pain started going away. Discomfort started going away. It got to a point where my pain on my arm was bothering me so much so that when I'm sitting down, I couldn't just sit down. I had to put my arm over my head. And I told myself, this is not right. Even driving, I couldn't drive. My arm, I had to literally put it over my head for some reason. Sleeping, I couldn't sleep on my sides. It was unbearable. It was something I have not experienced. I have experienced a pinched nerve on my dorsal, a scapular, I think it's called. But I had that before. And that goes away within a week or two. That's not a problem. But one thing kind of concerned me. After taking the cortisol for a few days, almost a week, started feeling better. Discomfort went away. I just felt like I was a little sore. I said, all right, time to get back into exercising. I'm already approaching about 5 weeks almost already, 4 to 5 weeks without doing any exercise, doing anything. And I started warming up. That day was going to be a push day, bench press, chest day. And I started warming up doing incline push ups. And when I went to do my warm up, I struggled to do two push ups. And when I mean struggle, like if I've never exercised ever before. And mind you, I'm not jacked. I'm not. I mean, you could kind of see me. Actually, I lost a lot of muscle because I haven't been working out, but I started getting into shape. But I noticed when I went to do bench press, I was like, all right, maybe it's just the incline, warm ups. I did a few, and I was like, oh man, this is brutal. When I went to do bench press, I used to warm up with 45s, dumbbells. I got a set of dumbbells at home. I work out at home, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to do the 45s. I'm going to drop it down to 20, just to be safe. When I started doing the warm ups with 20s, I struggled to do six presses. Six presses with the 20s. I dropped the dumbbells. I put everything away, sat down, started becoming concerned. Called my primary, say, hey, this is not right. Refer me to a sports medicine doctor, and saw a sports medicine doctor earlier this week, or actually last week. And it seems like I have a pinched nerve in one of my discs in my neck. But yesterday I did an MRI, so now I'm gonna see what's the results. What is it that exactly is going on? So the point of this is that the other day, about 2 days ago, I had this nudge. Besides that, all this that I'm experiencing now, that I lost strength in pushing. I mean, I could kind of do my curls. I could do some pull downs and so forth, but it's just a press. Even tricep extension, I couldn't. It was really really uncomfortable. But I had this awakening, this nudge that I truly feel that is from God. And it was the other night, about 2 nights ago, where in the middle of the night, I just woke up And the first thing that came out of, almost even out of my mouth, was mid-year reset document. I was like, all right, but I don't have no idea what was all that about. So when went back to sleep, woke up that same morning, I said, man, what was that? And sometimes, I mean, I'm sure most of you experienced this. You have a dream in the middle of the night, and you wake up and you're like, I forgot the dream, whatever it is. But no, I woke up with the same thing: mid-year reset document. All right, I think this is something God wants me to do, and I mean, I'm sure if you guys probably look at prior videos or Instagram, whatever. I mean, I only have YouTube and Instagram, but I don't post. I don't do anything. I just, I was doing it more for information, the entertainment, and whatnot. But I said, okay, no problem. God, you want to put me to the test? You want me to go ahead and get out of my comfort zone and start doing videos and you know helping others possibly through my process and my personal life and my personal experiences, what I go through as a regular person in this world. Not none of the fluff. I'm just gonna be as raw as possible, and I will be as raw. No filters, no nothing. I'm just gonna be as raw as possible. Man, I'll be as raw as that iguana that's right there. He's just chilling, just enjoying the sun, heating up. But as raw as possible, and I'm gonna document my process because I have a choice. I had a choice to either continue letting this take me down a rabbit hole of just becoming the average Joe and say, you know what, I'm done with the exercising. I'm 44. I'm truly 44. I'm 44 years old. This is part of life. It's over 40 type of thing. Shit happens. And I'm like, no, that's not gonna be me. I'm not gonna gain weight again. I'm not gonna go back to what I was a year ago. And I'll talk about a little bit about where I'm at today and where I was a year ago. But I had a choice: continue, live life, like people say, go with the flow. Hey, don't worry about it, live life. This is the only one we got, and yes, this is the only one we got, but the only one we got to make a decision and stick with it. So I'm choosing not to go down that rabbit hole, not to just settle, not to become the average husband, man in this world, the average father or uncle, brother, son. I'm not going to be that person. I'm not. I am going to prove to people not only to be a uplifter or motivation, whatever you want to call it, but for myself as well. Hold myself accountable through posting and showing my journey. And not only that, but from you guys giving me your feedback, telling me your thoughts. And I don't care if it's negative or positive. I take it as it is. But through my journey of my decision that no, I'm gonna fight this. I don't care what it is. I did my MRI yesterday. I'm waiting for the results. Whatever it is, therapy, I gotta do therapy. Call it. That's what it's gonna be. But I'm not gonna let this take me down to where I used to be. So I'm gonna be sharing my journey. My journey of getting back into shape. I did gain a little bit of weight, but through my personal experiences, uh, I'm just gonna show you my regular fitness journey, what I do on a daily, what I eat, what I do when I take my sons to their soccer practice. I'm not one of those that just sit around and I started doing things, but I'll explain that later on. How I got into to getting into shape again at the age of 43. Last year in June 2025 is when I decided to get back into shape, and I'll leave that for another video. But the choice I made was I'm gonna get through this. And it might seem like it's not a lot, it's not a broken arm, it's not something dramatic. or tragic or anything like that, but for me it was, because we take it for granted, the body that we have, what we have today, and taking it for granted could lead to situations where it could actually halt you, where it could pause everything in life. Yes, mine was this. Maybe others have worse experiences, and I just pray that you get through it, and you will get through it if you decide to do it, and believe that God will always be by your side and bless you, and have full faith. But this for me, just it was a wake up call. So I'm gonna be sharing my journey. This is June 2026, my mid year checkmate reset. So I'm gonna be starting to get back into shape. I did gain a few pounds, like I said earlier. I think I started losing body mass, muscle mass, and even my right arm, as you can probably see there, that's not normal. How he just jiggles like that. I mean, my this one doesn't even do that. You know, it seems that it's that pinched nerve, but is we can't take life for granted. We got to take care of ourselves. I'm hearing too many stories of people getting cancer, illnesses. In my age, in the early 40s, mid 40s. There's even some that I've known in their 30s. They're getting all these illnesses. It's not right. It's not the way we are to live life. We are to be healthy and be in good shape. It's not to become a bodybuilder. I mean, if that's your thing, by all means, be a bodybuilder. But it's what makes you feel good. So I'm gonna be sharing my journey, getting back into shape. I'm gonna be sharing my journey as a husband, as a father, as a godly man. And not letting this world take over my mind, and not letting other people, influence my decision making, as well as what you shouldn't let anybody uh, have any thoughts in your actual true decision making. You could hear feedback, you could hear things, and you might capture something that resonates with you. That would be like, oh man, that's a good thing. But I'm gonna be sharing. I'm gonna build this community. We're gonna start sharing each other. Well, I'm gonna start sharing my process, and if you guys want to share your process and your thoughts on the comments below, that means by all means, please do so. And I will be checking in, replying to the comments. And this is something new to me. I mean, I don't post. I really don't. You could check me out in Instagram and in my YouTube channel. Raul, my Instagram, Raul G Mieres, all together. So that's RaulGMieres, and obviously here on my YouTube channel. So, and I'll put the Instagram below. But yeah, so I'm gonna be documenting. I'm gonna show that God nudged me. He told me to do something. He placed it in my heart, and I'm gonna follow it. And I'm gonna share my testimony. I'm gonna start showing that there's nothing in life that can actually stop you. It's all in our minds. It's all in our decision making and how we approach it. So really quick, just so understand where I stand and why I'm so passionate about this, is that a year ago, actually it was actually a year ago. It was about June, July 2025, where I started getting back into shape. Watching my son in soccer, watching both of them. They're exercising, but I started playing with them, and I saw how I felt a little out of shape. And my wife actually videotaped me, but I'll share that experience later on, and how I actually got here. But I went for a good run for about 8 months or so, and lost weight, and then this happens. So I'll share that in the next video. But I'm just out here. I just started doing my run. I came out here to Key Biscayne in Miami. Went up the bridge, and I just came to shake it off, get things started, start being consistent, start getting back into shape, and start becoming a better man, better husband, better father, and a man of God. And not only that, but I want to help you guys help you guys as well through my journey. Hopefully, we relate. Some things that you capture, some things you don't, some things that you want to see, put in the comments. You let me know. But I'm gonna be sharing my personal experiences as a getting fit, personal finances. I mean, I used to help people in my church, my local church, get out of debt, stay out of debt. I'm not a multimillionaire. I'm not a millionaire yet, but I will be. And as a father, as a husband, I'm gonna be sharing all those things. So hopefully you guys subscribe. You like this video. Got to start walking back to the car. It is overcast today, but it's still a beautiful day. It's another day I get to live. Another day I get to share. And let that truck go by. So stay tuned. I hope to see you guys in the next one, or see you guys the views. But yeah. So stay tuned, guys. See you guys.